One thing I found really interesting actually was Rhuigi Villasen's response to all the furore around his flipping name with the scamming allegations and the lawsuit out against him from one of his co-founders of Rhude, the label. And I found his response on social to be kind of funny at first, right? Because he was kind of leaning into the meme, telling people to buck up and meet him in Paris if they had something to say, which is absolutely insane. Because, it's insane level of hubris to think that he's that important that people would be willing to, jump on a transatlantic flight to come and see him, to press him on the fact that he may have swindled a co-founder of his or close collaborator, early collaborator, whatever he wants to paint it as, out of money. It really isn't that deep. It's just some funny fodder to kind of laugh at on the net. If anything, for me, when I saw it, the funny or odd thing for me was that many people had come out after the fact and said, oh yeah, they always knew he was a scammer because he did this, he did that, he did this. But it was just interesting because for me, it felt like, where were all these people beforehand? Why didn't no one warn anyone before? Why didn't they put it to a stop? Why didn't they put him to one side? But obviously we know the answer because everyone was sort of, at the time, at his peak, was benefiting from his existence. So it wasn't in their interest to kind of cut the ties. But I think as soon as Bailey decided to cut the ties, that's when things changed. I think they finally realized, okay, cool, we've got a bit of a monster here, a bit of a tyrant, and we probably just need to go now. Do you know what I mean? And that was probably sound advice in terms of that respect. But one thing that I thought was really hilarious was his response to the whole issue when he came out at the end of his flipping his latest show that he presented out there in Paris for spring 2024 menswear. The show itself wasn't really that impressive. If anything, this might have been one of the most, maybe lackluster and underwhelming Rhude collections in a long time. I didn't like or feel it in the slightest, really, to be fair. Good job on him though for making sure he avoided using that flipping green ever flipping again. So big up to him in that regard. But yeah, the collection wasn't the greatest for me. Some good bits here and there, but overall, not something that I'm gonna be like, dying to have in that regard. But then the funny part of it was definitely this at the end of the show, where the designers usually walk out for their round of applause and to basically thank the fans and the audience for coming and wish them a good night. He comes out to the following song. This is Rhuigi Villasen, the guy that's being sued by one of his co-founders for a lot of money, and it could cost him the ownership of the brand. He said, I'm sorry, but he even walks like a scammer. He's got a little shuffly, randally, like scammer walk, right? He's got the kind of walk that someone does when they know it's their round at the bar. He's got the kind of walk that someone does when they know, like, the fucking bill for the fucking dinner is gonna come down or something. He's got that sort of that walk to him, right? That kind of, oh, don't worry, I'll send it through walk. I'll get it to you by EOD walk. He's got that kind of walk about him, man. Absolutely ridiculous. And to think, man, this guy's actually legitimately playing with this guy's money to the points of like millions. This is crazy. And the story is really sad because if you get to the heart of it, you can see that those guys were clearly early when they first started, they were clearly friends, collaborators and shit. The guy got involved 1 year into the brand being, materialized. It's never like he's somebody that came in late down the line and decided to jump in and try to make as much money in that situation as possible. He was there when the company was really, really damn bad, right? And he tried to help. And then when he did help and invest 10 grand, which that guy didn't have to invest, Rhuigi didn't have that invest, so he needed that guy to invest the 10 grand. However little he must think it is now, he didn't have that 10 grand at the time to keep his company afloat. The guy does. He's expecting to get breaking off whatever he's meant to be getting, breaking off his little 10%, but instead Rhuigi's out here doing private hand-to-hand sales to avoid paying his long-term partner. And then he has the gall to start goading people online to come and meet him in Paris, right, for a fight or to hash out the differences. And then he decides to roll out at the end of his show to fucking Tupac, All Eyes on Me. Like, come on, brother, man. That's not Gucci. That's not Celine. That's not Prada. That's not anything. That's fucking lame as hell. Like absolutely lame. I just can't get past his little scammer walk. He's got a little like do 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 do. Gonna scam you today. Like he's got that little scammer swindler. Can I interest you in a new washing machine type of walk? I don't know. There's something about him that just screams it. Like he just screams somebody that's gonna rip you off. But the confidence and the balls on this guy to do this is absolutely hilarious. But I think it comes from the distance, isn't it? He's so far away, he probably knows he's gonna get away with it because no one's really gonna press him like that. And also, he didn't affect most people. He affected just one guy and somebody else. So clearly, it's not gonna be an issue. And